What's up, everybody? My name's Dave, and I started this channel to talk about ways for guys like us, guys in their mid 20s to make money. A lot of routes aren't really as accessible to us as they are for older people who have more established credit, more assets to leverage, things like that. So I thought it would be a good niche uh, to have for people like us, because we want money too, right? Let's dive right in with a product that I found in searching for a revolving line of credit. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, a revolving line of credit is similar to a credit card in that you have a credit limit. However, the key difference is with a credit line, you can transfer the money directly to your checking account and use it like cash. So there are unsecured lines of credit where it's similar to a credit card. They're not secured against anything. You apply for it, and based on your credit worthiness, your outstanding debt, and things like that, they either approve you or decline you. There are also lines of credit referred to as HELOCs, which stands for Home Equity Line of Credit. Those are secured, if you own property, they are secured by a particular property. Now, there are a lot of guidelines and regulations concerning HELOCs, which I won't go into right now because honestly, I'm still learning myself. But what I do know is a couple of years ago, I bought a house that I've been renting out for the last couple of years. And I've built up about $50,000 worth of equity, depending on who you ask, who the appraiser is, etc. And that's really key for a HELOC because you can use it to tap into that equity to a certain extent. The big problem that you run into with HELOCs is the application process takes forever, right? It can take up to 45 days to get funded if everything goes right. That's if the appraisal comes out how the bank wants it to. That's if your credit's in good shape. That's if they don't run into any hiccups, right? But there's a company that I found called Figure, and I'll link them in the description down below. Figure is basically bringing HELOCs into the 21st century, the same way that Quicken Loans did with mortgages, right? They're streamlining the application process and making it easier for people like us to get access to this capital, whether you want to consolidate other debts with a HELOC or just tap into your home's equity to fund future investments, right? Either way, you can't really go wrong with something like this, assuming you can find the right product. And Figure seems to have a really good product. So I want to kind of walk you through what I did, and maybe you can determine if it'll be a good fit for you, because I was super excited when I found this resource, right? So I bought this house in September of 2017. I bought it for $95,000. Now, the estimated value of the house has gone up to between 115 and 125. So the amount that Figure was able to appraise it for was about 125. So that's the number that they based my HELOC off of. I still owe about $70K on that mortgage. So Figure approved me for a HELOC of $37K. Not too bad. That's enough money to potentially pay cash for another investment property, assuming it's in the right area. The really nice thing about Figure is that they did not do a physical appraisal on the property. They didn't have an appraiser go out there and actually walk around and give it a value. They did some sort of e-appraisal, which once we dive into the Figure app and I'll show you some numbers, I'll actually pull up that e-appraisal and kind of show you what that entailed and why it streamlined the process for me so much. So we jump into the Figure app, right? So getting logged in here. Oh, yep, gotta fix my typing. So as you see, there's the amount that I was approved for. And this whole process from start to finish took about 3 business days, as opposed to the over a month lead time that you can get on some HELOCs. So I got approved for $37.5, secured on a property that I own in Florida. So So here's the loan details, 15-year term, 10.75% APR. Not ideal, but for what I'm going to use it for, the interest rate as well as the term isn't super significant because I'm going to be paying it off very early. We'll talk more about kind of what my strategy is for this product in another video. But I'm essentially going to be using it to pay cash for another investment property. Once I get that property renovated, I'll be able to do what's called a cash out refinance, pull my money back out of that property, and then pay off this HELOC in full. So we'll talk more about the details of that strategy in a future video. But anyway, so you see the details here. And now we're gonna take a look at the property valuation report, which that's that e-appraisal that I was telling y'all about. So as you can see, they basically just pulled up the records that they have on the property and used that as the appraisal, as opposed to having an appraiser have to physically go out there, which since the property is rented out and I have tenants in there, I try and keep the foot traffic in the house to a minimum. So that was definitely a benefit for me that they didn't have to go and do a physical appraisal. They could just do this valuation. And that also speeds up the process a lot for Figure, I assume, because they're not having to send out appraisers and deal with that scheduling and whatnot. All right, guys. So that's kind of where I'm at with Figure lending. I'll keep y'all posted as time goes along. Once I start actually making payments on this HELOC, I'll let you know if I run into anything unexpected. But that's kind of my initial first impression. I've been pretty impressed so far. Very quick, very easy. So if you do have a house or an investment property, something that you can leverage to get yourself some working capital, as of right now, I would highly recommend Figure. So thanks for watching this video, guys. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and subscribe, like the video. I'm going to be dropping more on this channel, just more resources that I find and techniques and methods that I'm trying to use to on my journey towards financial freedom. So check out my blog, check out Figure. I'm going to be linking some great resources in the description. Y'all take it easy.